What's up my loves, my name is Paige, this is Pages with Paige, and today we're going to be reacting to my These Books Will Self-Destruct in 12 Months video. On the 19th of May, I posted These Books Will Self-Destruct in 12 Months. This was originally created by Becca in the Books, but I took a twist from Emma from Drinking by My Shelf and used her Trash My TBR in conjunction with it. So I asked to comment below and tell me if there were any that I should keep, any that I should unhaul to Ash's shelf, or just get rid of them, don't bother reading them, and see how we go. So I've been keeping an eye on these over the last 12 months, but let's see what this video has in store for me, what books I'm unhauling, and what I am keeping, and if I actually manage to read any of them. So I'll have the video up here, and I've got it loaded on my tablet ready to go, and I will be doing a follow-up video to this next month. So, oh my god, I'm so nervous. Alright, so the first book is Uncommon Type by Tom Hanks. So the first book I had on the list was Uncommon Type by Tom Hanks. So Eva from Pretty Purple Polka Dots messaged me directly and said, do not unhaul Tom Hanks or I will end your life and or our friendship. So I haven't read this, but it's gonna stay. So the next up I have Boy Erased by Gerald Conley. Marge commented that Boy Erased is an important book to read, but a hard one. So I'm definitely keen to keep this around and try and pick this up eventually. This is so bad. I shouldn't allow people to let me try and keep things, but I'm gonna keep it. I'm definitely keen to read it, just other things always take priority. So we'll see, we'll see. This is not good. Both unread, both keeps, oh well. So the next one is Atonement by Ian McEwan, and I have unhauled this. I did a unhaul in December and I decided I'm not going to get to it. There was one positive comment towards it, but I'm just like, I can watch the movie, which I have seen and enjoyed. The next up is The Farm by Joanne Ramos, and again, Eva from Pretty Purple Polka Dot said get this one out, but I also had these little corners say that The Farm is really interesting, that they really enjoyed it. I read it for a reading club, which I think it is a great book for, because it can bring up some great discussion. But because Eva's just very loud and I value not losing our friendship, this one is going to be unhauled because I have not read it. Even though this was the one I was like most excited to get to on this list. The next is Melmoth by Sarah Perry, and I have unhauled this in the December unhaul. Shah from Thoroughly Enjoyed Books said that no one liked it in her book club, and I was like, it's a pretty cover, but I'm not going to pick it up. The next book is Broken Things by Lauren Oliver, and I also have Before I Fall. So for this, I had Bookish KJ say, I liked Broken Things pretty well. I still think about it from time to time. And then Literary Lion said about Before I Fall, remembered enjoying it quite a lot, but not sure how it was going to hold up for them. And Alinda and the book said Before I Fall has a movie version that's better than the book. If anything, skip the book and watch the movie. I don't say that often, but I struggled to finish the book. The book is very slow and boring. The MC is unlikable, and honestly, I just didn't care. I think I actually might have seen the movie, I can't remember, but Before I Fall is going. And Broken Things, because KJ said it, and also it is one of my advent calendars from Elise from the Petite Punks choices for this year. I will be reading it this year, so I'm gonna keep it and then see how we go. But I think I'm more likely to enjoy this than Before I Fall anyway, so this is where we're at. My soul, I think I might be getting to it in October as part of a buddy read, which is probably going to be the only way I'm ever going to get to this behemoth. The next one was It by Stephen King, and I haven't unhauled it. It is at my mum's place, but I read it. I read it in October as part of a buddy read, and it was so much fun to actually tackle this challenge, and I'm very proud of myself. But it has been it's been unhauled to my parents' place, but it will stay there for a little while, and I'm so proud I got through it, and within the 12 months I'm so proud. Next up is American Psycho by Bret Easton Ellis. I'm still on the fence. I'm going to keep it for the moment. Jessie from The Bookish Mum said that they loved the movie of American Psycho, but haven't read the book. I'm gonna keep it, but it's the same as Boy Erased, that I know that it's going to sit there for a little bit longer, and if I get to it, I get to it. The first sentence, which was like a paragraph, has turned me off it a little bit, so we'll see if it can make through one more unhaul. Oh, fuck it, I'll just unhaul it. This is the purpose of this thing. I'm not gonna fucking read it. It's going. I can watch the movie and get it from the library. Rash decisions! Rash decisions! Next up is Nerve by Joanne Ryan, and I already unhauled this. Next up is Black Leopard Red Wolf by Marlon James. Everyone is convinced that I'm going to hate it. It is on my TBR for this month because my sister kindly picked it for me. I had unhauled it to Ash's shelves because he's mildly interested in it. It's still here. I'm going to attempt to read it this month. Given everything that's happened with my life, the likelihood of it being finished is very, very slim, but I will talk to Ash and see what we're going to do, whether it's going to sit on his shelves, which I'm happy for it too, or if we're gonna unhaul it completely. But yeah, this is a tentatively unhauled to Ash's shelves, might be unhauled completely. It's still in my house for my sister to pick on my TBR. Ha! Hello, I've spoken with Ash and we will be unhauling this if I do not read it this month, so that is also another one added to the list. And Sierra from Sierra the Book Addict said, give Ash Black Leopard Red Wolf. If not, get rid of it entirely. It's not worth your time. And Kara keeps telling me that if I read the first chapter, I'm gonna DNF it. So the next up is the Revised Fundamentals of Caregiving by Jonathan Bison. I unhauled that as well back in December. And I did like the movie and realized that I didn't really need to read it. Next up is Liz Brinsky's A Month of Sundays. I unhauled this as well. Nerve, the Revised Fundamentals of Caregiving, and this all received no comments, so I had no harm in unhauling them when the mood took me. The Girl You Left Behind by Jojo Moyes. I unhauled during the video because it was a damaged copy with the fact that it started on page like 52. So that left ages ago. So the last thing is the entire Blue Blood series by Melissa Dela Cruz. So I read Blue Bloods as a teenager and fucking adored it. I think I would hate it now, but I have the entire series. So I have to get to this entire series in the next 12 months, unless you'll convince me to keep it. Now, Bookish KJ did say she picked up the first couple and just never made it through. It's not worth it. I agree with that sentiment because I may or may not have read these 7 last month alone. So I binge read the audiobooks and I had a grand time doing it, but it's not fantastic. It's a nostalgia series that I had only nostalgia for the first time for. There was Keys to the Repository that I absolutely really despised because it was character profiles, but I'm binge reading the series. I know the characters inside out, so that's unnecessary. But then Bloody Valentine was short stories and that was like amazing. And yeah, so I had read Blue Bloods in March maybe, and the only one I didn't get to was The Gates of Paradise. I did say the caveat in the video that I have to read the entire series or they all get unhauled. I have this last one, I'm gonna read it and then unhaul them all. I didn't quite get to Gates of Paradise. I ran out of time on the last day of the month, but I did good. And now I can feel happy in unhauling them once I finish this one. I'm not gonna guarantee that it's this month. In the near future, I'm gonna finish this series in its entirety, and I'm proud of that accomplishment. And then these can go and I have so much more room for books. So, loving that. In terms of success, I unhauled 5 of these before we even got to the 12-month period. I didn't do great on the reading front. I read one that I'm keeping, which is It, and technically that's like not on my shelves, it's with my parents. With the caveats of these two, unhauling them to Ash's shelves and or finishing them off and then unhauling the entire series. This is my additional unhaul stack, but I did read majority of the Blue Bloods, so I am proud of that. I've read what, 8 out of the 9, and then I read It, and then unhauling those. I'm happy with the fact that it's only 2 books out of however many that we're doing, and then I'm keeping 3. So Tom Hanks is staying, Boy Erased, and Broken Things. This will be read by the end of the year as it's part of my challenge, and then these two are lingering, so I need to make them a priority, but they already were a priority, so I got told to keep them, okay? That's my out. Not too bad. I genuinely thought that this was going to be a lot worse than I actually thought it was going to be, so I'm proud of myself. We'll see how we go with getting these two completed. I am going to be putting out another round of this next month and hopefully just keep it to the June, so the mid-year I can have my unhaul itches. That will have 14 books on it, which was a little less than this because of the entire Blue Blood series, but overall I'm happy. I'm keeping 3. I didn't read many of them, but 3 is a decent, happy amount. Thank you for helping me trash my TBR. Let me know in the comments, are you any good at unhauling books or giving yourself a set period to read them by, and if not, then having to unhaul them? I really love this concept and I love watching people's attempts for it. If you like this video, feel free to give it a big thumbs up, and if you'd like to see more of this mess, feel free to subscribe, and I'll hopefully see you in my next video. Bye!